All right, everybody, welcome to today's Tech Talk Tuesday. Today we're working on the SRT-4. I've developed a leaky O-ring on one of the fuel injectors, so we're gonna show you how to diagnose that situation as well as replace the leaky O-ring on the fuel injector, so that way if you find yourself in need of this information, it's right here and it's easy and straightforward to do. So let's go ahead and just dive right into it. All right, so the first step we gotta do is get access to the fuel rail on the fuel injector, so just pull this cover off, set it aside, and now you've got access to the fuel rail and all the injectors. Now, the way we know that this has a leaky O-ring on one of the fuel injectors is right here. You see on the intake manifold a bit of a dark stain on here that looks like an oil stain. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's an oil stain from the O-rings being leaking, and when you're under boost on these turbocharged vehicles, it pushes some oil past the O-ring on the fuel injector and gets it up here on the intake manifold. So we'll go ahead and do, next in the process is we'll remove the injectors and fuel rail from the engine. What we're gonna do is remove these two studs here, and those studs, once those are off, we can go ahead and pull things out of the way. All right, so these two studs are a 13mm socket. So use a 13mm deep well, and go ahead, get them loose, and we go ahead and remove them. Don't want to drop that, of course. Here we go. Now we go ahead and do is wiggle the fuel rail. Just like that, we've got it removed. We'll also go ahead and disconnect this harness here from the intake. That way we can just get a little more movement. Push these out here. There we go. So we've got access to all of the O-rings on the injectors, and as you can see here, we definitely have a leaky O-ring, and we'll go ahead and get that replaced and put this back together. All right, now to go ahead and actually replace the O-ring, just go ahead and roll the old one off of there. The old one off. Go ahead, clean the surface a little bit, just wipe it off any grime and grit and stuff that's on there. Nice fresh surface, and then take our new O-ring. I go ahead and use Mopar OEM parts. They tend to hold up better. And go ahead and swap out, put in the new O-ring. Here we go. And then we just go ahead and reverse the process. Reattach the harness to the fuel rail in the two locations that we disconnected it. Go ahead, get the injectors lined up, push them back into place. And then just put the studs back in. Reconnect the sensor. Make sure everything's pushed in good and tight. Just tighten down the two studs. There we go. Put the cover back on. And that's it. All right, and that's how you replace the O-rings on the fuel injectors of your SRT-4. As you can see, it's a very simple and straightforward process and doesn't take very much time at all. I hope you found this information useful as always. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button, give me that thumbs up. It helps me out tremendously with that YouTube algorithm. And of course, you want to be kept up to date with all my future uploads, including more tech tips on cars like my SRT-4 or my Viper, my Challenger. Definitely smash that subscribe button down below and ring that notification bell as well, so that way YouTube will keep you up to date with all my future uploads. And as always, guys, I will see you the next video.